We're here in Washington, D.C. at the Ultimate DECA Power Trip, and right now I'm joined with Heath Hall of Pork Barrel Barbecue. Thanks for joining us today, Heath.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Ryan.
So can you tell me a little bit about the story behind Pork Barrel Barbecue?
Sure. Well, it's appropriate we're here in Washington, D.C. because this is where Pork Barrel Barbecue, the idea really was created.
Oh, really?
My business partner, Brett Thompson, and I were former U.S. Senate staffers for Missouri Senator Jim Talent. And it was late one night in the early part of 2006 during a really late night Senate budget debate. We were debating what we were going to have for dinner while the senators were debating pork barrel spending and how appropriate or inappropriate it was. So those two ideas kind of melded together, and the idea for Pork Barrel Barbecue was born. We really didn't do much with it for a couple of years. We were still working in the Senate, and then after we left the Senate, we're trying to get new jobs and get accustomed to those. But in the early part of 2008, we decided, it's time to take this idea and do something with it. And we started selling our first product in December of 2008, which was our All-American Spice Rub.
Okay. And so you're an entrepreneur then?
Yes, we're definitely an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is about risk. We've taken a lot of risks, financial risks, risks with our other careers. We've kind of said, we want to do something a little bit different, but at the same time, we're still in our current and former lives as guys who have something to do with politics or government or policy work. So, there's a risk there. We do a lot of stuff that takes away our free time. So, we're at food shows. This weekend we're going to be doing a big food show. So we're not going to be with our families. We travel all around the country, so that takes away. So there's a lot of risk in it, and we've got our own money into it too. And if the sink or swim means our money sinks or swims.
Yeah, definitely. So can you tell me a little bit about the structure of the company? How many people are involved in it now?
Sure. I think it's just two of us. Okay. And it's really important, though, to know that it's not just two of us. If that's confusing, let me explain it. It's Brett and I are the primary folks in the company. And then we've had to go out and find people with expertise that we don't have. I'm very good in the food side. Brett's very good in a lot of the business side. We're both really strong in the marketing side, but we didn't have a lot of experience in the food industry. We didn't know the last thing about producing a product and taking it from your kitchen to 1,000 grocery stores across the country. So we partnered with a great manufacturer. We didn't know anything about the restaurant business. We partnered with a great couple of guys, Mango Mike Anderson, Bill Blackburn, to create the first pork barrel barbecue restaurant, which will be opening here in a couple of months and just a few blocks from where we're sitting right now in Alexandria, Virginia.
Really?
Then I would be remiss if I didn't mention, we do have, a third partner in our business, and her name is Barbara Corcoran. If that name sounds familiar, she's one of the sharks from ABC's reality show Shark Tank, and she has a ownership stake in the company that she got after the show.
Okay. And so being an entrepreneur, I'm sure you faced a lot of different challenges, especially since you've become so successful so fast. What are some of the challenges that you faced during all of this?
I think our biggest challenges are one, time. Brett and I are very busy within the company, but we're also very busy outside the company with our 9-to-5 jobs, which are really more like 7 to 8 jobs a lot of times, with our families, just with other things going on in life. So time management is crucial. If we could add another 5 or 6 hours to the day, it would be great. Money, money continuously is an obstacle. If you're successful, it doesn't mean you still don't need more money, because if you're successful, it means people want your product, and it means you're expanding and expanding and expanding. It means you go from one product, a spice rub, to we're about to launch our fourth product. So now instead of going to a production run where we only need one product, we need 4 products made, so it's 4 times as expensive. So we're always out there as we're growing, looking for more opportunities for capital, looking for ways to create a cheaper operation for ourselves. And that it also needs capital. If you go in and ask the producer to make producer of your product to make 1,000 bottles of sauce, it's a lot more expensive than you ask them to make 100,000 versus if you ask them to make 1,000,000. So that quantity and that economy of scale is very important. And although it's cheaper per unit, it's still more expensive totally. So I think those are the two big challenges that we're really addressing is time and capital.
Okay. And so going back a little bit, you mentioned the Shark Tank. What's your involvement with that TV show?
Sure. Well, Brett and I are a couple guys with an idea that didn't have a lot of money to put into this company. And how did we go from that to being on Mark Burnett's show Shark Tank, which, Mark Burnett, Survivor, Apprentice fame, very, very well-known and successful producer of reality TV. And one day we get this email, hey, I'm a producer from Mark Burnett Productions, we'd like you to consider being on our show. And we were pretty certain that it was a friend messing with us at that point. Yeah, right, sure. But we found out it was legitimate, and then we found out how they got our information. It was because of Facebook and Twitter and social media. We decided we didn't have a lot of money for a marketing campaign, so we wanted to try to create a viral marketing campaign, something that we could do for relatively little cost that could still reach millions of people. We quickly became the number one barbecue Twitter in the world. We have about 27,000 followers. Wow. We're in the top 50 or so food sites on Twitter. We have a very active Facebook page. We have a very active blog. And that's really how we got involved in Shark Tank. We went on the show. We faced the 5 venture capitalists. We ended up getting a deal with Barbara Corcoran. And it's really just been a positive experience since. We've gotten to do a lot of things we wouldn't have. We got to ring the closing bell at the NASDAQ. Wow. We went from 3 stores to 1,000 stores with our products in less than a year. So it's really been an awesome, amazing opportunity for us.
So it sounds like you guys have had a great experience with it so far then.
Without question. It's a little unorthodox, and it's a little probably lucky that we got this route, but we like to say reward lives in the house of risk. And if you don't take any risks, you're not going to get a lot of reward. You can, just follow that steady line and, just be status quo. But if you really want to stand out, you got to do something that catches people's eyes. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. And we were able to take our opportunity on Shark Tank and really utilize that. Allowed us to knock on a lot of doors that would have slammed in our faces before, that now open for us. Yeah. So we're really feel fortunate to have been on the show and gotten a great partner like Barbara, and to still have the opportunity to interact with the whole Shark Tank crew. We actually just partnered with another member of the alumni from the entrepreneurs on Shark Tank to create a holiday pack. Good friend Leslie, who owns Grill Charms. We just filmed another episode of Shark Tank in Kansas City a few weeks ago. So it's been a really enjoyable and continuing opportunity for us.
Well, that's awesome. That sounds great. So besides taking risks, is there any other advice you could give to young entrepreneurs out there?
I think there's a few things. One, believe in your ideas. There's a lot of great ideas out there that never go anywhere because somebody didn't believe that they were a good idea. Let someone else tell you they're not a good idea. If you think it's a good idea, go out and explore it. Let some other people tell you, step back or move forward. I think being here in Washington, this is a great thing to talk about, is networking. Washington, D.C. is a city built on networking. If you don't know somebody, then it's not because you didn't have the opportunity, it's because you didn't take the opportunity. So when you're on an airplane flying home this weekend, you never know if that guy or gal sitting next to you on the plane could be somebody that could help you down the road in your business. If you're at this conference and you're meeting a lot of folks who are new friends for you, stay in touch with them. They could be 10 years from now running a Fortune 500 company. 25 years from now, they could be the president of the United States. It's always important to, I think, network and to find people that are complementary to your skill set that can help you and that you can conversely help them. And then I think finally, partnership is really a big thing in business. Brett and I aren't just business partners, but we're good friends, and we trust each other. And if we didn't trust each other, it would really make our company a lot more difficult to run. I'm not able to be everywhere. Brett's not able to be everywhere. So we have to rely on each other to represent the company in the fullest and hopefully best light possible when one of us isn't there. And so it's really about forming good relationships with your partners. So make sure before you decide to set foot on an adventure with somebody that you know that it's not just a 6-month trip. It's a lifetime trip. And am I going to be happy sitting in the car next to this person 25 years from now? Or am I going to pull my hair out?
Well, thanks. That sounds like some great advice. So thanks for stopping by today and sharing that with us. So.
You bet. Well, good luck to yourself, and hope the conference is a lot of fun.
Well, thank you. For Decker Direct, I'm Ryan Dick.